Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Gatasuna Gatasuscha Nanu Shotanti Panditaha. Pandit means in Rajasthan, a cook. Nanu Shotanti Panditaha. The Pandit, the wise people never grieve. What are the reasons that the people are miserable in this world? Two reasons. Gatasuna Gatasuncha. Asun means pran, the life. When the life departs, that is when somebody dies, the ignorant people are miserable. Why he has died? And ignorant people are not miserable only because somebody dies. They are also miserable. Ye marta bhi nahi. Gata suna gata sunshya nanu shojanti panditaha. So the first principle of life is this. Refuse to be miserable under any set of conditions. This is very simple. Miseries come to us and we can attribute those miseries to many things. And we all have default settings, like our laptops. We have default settings. If I am a husband, I am miserable because of my wife or somebody else's wife. If I am a mother, I am miserable because of my children. If I am a subordinate, I am miserable because of my boss. See? So, we can always attribute reasons of misery to something or somebody. Agree. But we are all miserable by choice. Arrival of misery in your life can be attributed to somebody. But we are miserable when we cooperate with the miseries and support. See? And such a miserable person will be provided a chain of miseries, one after another, because you are cooperating. See? Last time I remember, thank God you don't remember, I told one thing. When we get into any country, you have to fill in the form in immigration. And the most dumb form is when you enter USA. USA is the dumbest country in the world. Dumbest. So there will be a very huge, long list of questions. First, are you a member of active terrorist organization? Who is going to write it? What kind of question is there? Do you have criminal records? Yes or no? Were you convicted for murder, etc.? Yes or no? And in the same manner, when we were pushed in this world, Sahayajna praja srishma purovacha prajapatihi anena prasavishyadvam eshavo srishtakamadhuka. Bhagavan in the third chapter tells, when he pushed us in this world, so we have to go through immigration. And there also one form was given to us. Like you are given one form. A form was given to us. And the form was, you are entering a miserable abode called as the world. Question. Do you want to be miserable? Yes, no. And those who are tick marked yes, they continue to be miserable. It is an option, friends. It is not a compulsion. And if we do not choose the right option, nobody in this world can help us. See? So what is the foundation of this wisdom? The foundation of this wisdom can be looked upon from different angles. First angle is, let us not look at life in a cocoon existence. See? We imagine we have ended up in a cul-de-sac. It's a blind end. Life is absolutely over and we become so miserable. Instead of that, Mundokoparishad says, Pariksha lokan karmajitan brahmana nirvedamaya na asti akrutaha krutena tadvijnanatam gurumeva vigachet samipanihi shrotriyam brahmanishtam. Pariksha lokan karmajitan. We have been living in this world for so many years and we have gone through many experiences. Now take a pause and look behind and find out. And if we look behind in our own life's experiences and if we are ready to learn from our experiences in the past, we are bound to end up in dispassion. Nirvedamaya. See? Our problem is we don't learn from our experiences. We have to learn. One old man in Bombay, a Sindhi gentleman, he told me this. So Amit, after you told, I have decided to learn. He was almost 85 not all. He used to come for my lectures. And I have decided to learn. Okay, very good, learn. Do you know what I am learning? I said, I don't know. Nor I want to know. Learn. What is it? No, I want to tell you. I am learning Sanskrit. Imagine. Sindhi learning is Sanskrit. There you go. Like Sindhi singing. Impossible. Have you heard any name of a Sindhi singer in your life? It is not possible. It's a manufactured product. So, I have decided to learn Sanskrit. I said, of all the things at this old age, Bhagwan Acharya said, Samprapte sannihite kale nahi rakshati rukrum karane. Bhagwan ka naam lo, why you are learning Sanskrit? No, you know why? Because somebody told me that after we die and when we go to the heaven, there they talk Sanskrit. Therefore, I am learning Sanskrit. I said, this is called a real preparation. They are preparing to go to the heavens well versed in the local language. I said, but let us think. I don't wish, but let us think. What is that? Suppose you don't go to heaven. I know you will go. Suppose you don't go to heaven. And if you go to hell, then Sindhi I know. So if we learn from our experiences of life, with every additional experience, we will grow wise. Okay? We only grow old, not wise. See? And then we complain that our younger generation doesn't listen to us, they don't respect us. What is that in us that we should demand respect? Because we are old, it is not a qualification. See friends, we have to grow wise, not old. And age and wisdom has nothing to do anything with each other. They are independent factors. See? Therefore, parikshalokan karmachitam. So how do we grow wise? Doesn't matter if we are not learned, never mind. Now is the time. Take a pause. Look behind. And evaluate your life. How do we evaluate? Take those experiences of your life when you had really become miserable. Again, like opening your old email, again go to the folder, open. And relive that old miserable experience. Remember, you will come to know that you will never be miserable to the same intensity when that experience had happened. But you still continue to survive, making others miserable. See? But that particular moment, when that miserable experience happened, what was our conclusion? This is the end of my life. See? And then we say, Parnai acha hai, and they don't die. Tragedy is this. Therefore, friends, if we look behind and learn from our life's experiences, we will come to know there is nothing new that is ever happening in anybody's life in this world. Then alone you can be happy and then you can have a lot of fun. See, like many people talk about terrorism these days. Terrorism is happening, terrorism is happening. Let us go back in Treta Yuga. Ravana was a less terrorist. See, he was killing the people and putting them in the burning fire. So you don't have to spend money on cremation. See? Similarly, during the next time, that is in Dwapar Yuga, what happened to Draupadi? Is it happening to us today? See? Then come latest. What Hitler has done, putting millions of Jews in the chambers and suffocating them to death through the poisonous gas. Is it happening today? No. So what is great that is happening? It has always been like this. It is nothing new. See, normally what happens? We take some issue at a national or international level and become unnecessarily serious. If you can do something, do. Otherwise, enjoy. See? We simply worry. And worry as karai, they don't deliver any results. See, friends. Therefore, once we take this principle, that we have to live in today's position, and that we can live only if we do not have any load on our mind. And what is the load that we carry? The load that we carry is the load of the total past, from which we have not learned anything. When a wise person lives in this world, he has learned from his past experiences. And as a result, he is living with wisdom. Wisdom is light. And the impressions of the experiences in the form of the memory, they are very heavy. See, friends. And therefore, take an example. This is a very simple example. We all were burned one time or the other during childhood by fire. We touched something, we got burned. Now from that experience, we all have learned that fire burns. And therefore, we don't have hatred for the fire. We are not afraid of the fire, but we have learned how to deal with the fire. Is it not? This learning from one's experience is wisdom. Now apply this principle in your life. See? But why my husband is like this dumb? Don't ask this question. Why he is dumb? Remove the word why and accept the reality. He is dumb, I agree with you. He is dumb. See, somebody asked the other day talking to somebody that Swamiji, you also call me dumb? I said, yes, you are dumb. So the wife says, see, Swamiji also agrees with you. Why don't you allow me to tell something more? What is that? Had he not been dumb, he will never marry me. This is a very clear picture that he married you as to be dumb. He can't be wise. Wise person will never marry you. Like one father was doing some work in USA. There they call it, as a dignity of labor, but it is a necessity, there is no dignity. The same NRI, they come to India for a glass of water, they want a servant. And there they will be cleaning the toilets, very comfortable. Dignity of cleaning. So, one father, he was doing some rubbish job, and the son went to him and said, Dad, Mom always calls you dumb. I don't want to be addressed as dumb by my wife when I grow. Please tell me how to be an intelligent husband. Please tell me. What dumb? So the father looked at the son, had pity on himself first, then on him, and then started working. Again, once, twice, thrice, dvitiyam, tritiyam, tadam, hovacha, vruttyavetvadadagiti, sarvoprisha. So, again and again he asked the same question. Then the father said, my dear son, there is nothing like intelligent husband. Understand? Those who are intelligent, they never become husbands. Example? They alone become husbands. Gata suna gata sushka nanu shokanti pandita. Let us decide we are not going to be miserable for any reason. I'll give you an example. Once when I was young, one of my old friend, I used to call him Papa and his wife as Mom. So, ladies are always smarter, so she died. And this Dumbo was getting confused. So I got a message, this happened in Delhi. I was waiting, I said, look here, I'm not able to come now, I'll come after a few days. He said, okay. I went after about 10-15 days. We had a cup of tea and a nice samosa and everything. And then topic of discussion, if you discuss the following topics, you never incur sin. How the government is bad, how everywhere there is corruption, how there is a war, global warming, and all kinds. These topics when you discuss, time pass ho jata hai, paap unte nahi ho. So I was discussing these topics for about half an hour, and then when I was going, he said, Swamiji, you are a real Swami. I said, I don't have a long beard. That time I had a very small beard. Because longer the beard, more the wisdom. This is the equation. Therefore, all Sardars are extremely intelligent. One day, when Sardarji was going in the market with the parrot on his shoulder, somebody asked him, hey, where from this animal has come? About to show that parrot, somebody asked Sardarji. Parrot answered, from Punjab. So my friend told, you are a real Swamiji because, I said, what happened? You did not make me cry. So why? Everybody who came to meet me after the death of my wife, They were talking again and again and again, reminding me that I am miserable, and unless I cry, they don't feel that their duty is done. So they will make me cry. And when I become miserable, depressed, काम पूरा हो गया. अच्छा, गुप्ता जी, I will come. You know Gupta ji? Last time I told you, Gupta ji is a character which I use in all my talks. One day, one person asked me, Swamiji, why do you use this word Gupta ji for all the funny things that are happening? I said, I will tell you, once I was in Bareilly, Baas Bareilly, Jhumke wali Bareilly. So, below a tree, some people were playing chess. One group this side, one group this side. And a person who was playing, he advised by somebody. Are Gupta ji, घोड़े को चला? Are Gupta ji, गधे को चला? And finally, this man won the game. So he said, yeah, कौन बोल रहा था? Who was telling me? He said, मैं बोल रहा था. But how do you know that my name is Gupta? He said, to every बेवकूफ I call Gupta. So, when we are living in this world, are we making people miserable or we are bringing them out of the misery? So my friend, he said, all these people will come and make me miserable and then they will feel that they are the duty, but you did not mention even once about the demise of my wife and you did not make me miserable, therefore you are a real Swami. So I was keeping quiet. Don't you agree? I said, no, I had not that thought in me. My thought was different. What was your thought? I said, I don't know whether you are miserable or you are happy because she died. Even in that old age, he gave me one. You should be little serious sometimes. See, friends. Refuse to be miserable in life is the message to discover fun, wit, and wisdom in life. You refuse. You must have seen, if your one of the toe is hurt, next time the hurt will come exactly to the same place, not any other place. See? Like I am staying in Nurve's house. I get all comforts and great luxurious treatment. If somebody asks me that Swamiji, I am going to Ahmedabad, what place you can suggest? Go to the best place, बहुत अच्छा है. Isn't it? But it is her mistake, not that one. Suppose she does like this. I go to take bath and I apply soap and water is switched off. I start taking food, too much of salt or too much of chilies. And I am tortured. Next time somebody asks me, I am going to Ahmedabad, where should I go? Go anywhere, don't go there. In the same manner, when the miseries come and we honor the misery, we cooperate with the misery and become miserable. And after some time that misery goes and she comes after another misery. अरे मुझे जाना है वहाँ कहाँ है वो स्वामी जी के पास. He will become miserable in no time. Don't allow any justification that you are miserable. Don't justify. This is one of the biggest problems for all of us. We justify. We are not required to justify anything in this world. We are not required to prove anything in this world. We are not required to give explanation to anybody in this world. Be yourself. See, friends, one lady, European, a Swami, one day he was driving me. And when I told, I said, Mama, I think we are going the wrong way. Swami, I am driving in this country for last 30 years. I know. I said, that doesn't prevent you from making mistakes. No, I know. And we went the wrong way, and instead of 3 hours drive, it became 6 hours. So how much is probably in your mind? I said, never mind, no right. And in a church, we had a lecture. 5 o'clock was the time given, we reached there at 6 o'clock. And all those people were sincerely waiting, having a cup of tea and coffee and all that. And when I got down from the car, straight away went for the lecture, without going to bathroom. And for 1.5 hours, our talk on Bhagavad Gita, 15th chapter, I talked there. And after everything was over, then we went to the house where I was staying. We had a cup of tea and evening dinner and everything, and freshening, everything. And then, how are you? I'm tired. How do you go and sleep? I said, go and sleep. You are not tired? I said, no, I am not tired. You have come all the way from India in 9 hours flight and then 6 hours drive. How come you are not getting tired and how come you are so fresh? I want to be like you. Can I be like you? I said, you cannot be. Why? You have to grow beard. Then I told her, look here, your tragedy is this. In your life, throughout your life, what you told me about yourself, you are struggling to prove something to somebody. Alas, you don't know what you want to prove and to whom. Look at your own life. What do we want to prove? The other day, somewhere in south, probably some Devi temple in Maharashtra, very deep you have to go, and we went, had darshan, and then we were climbing up. And when we were climbing up, there were some people who are in our group behind me, and they are talking among themselves. Now it is lunchtime, now this Swamiji is there, he will not go to the hotel, now he cannot take food, and these fellows can go without food and eat only fruits, it's okay. But now what will happen, I don't know, they were talking. I was hearing, but showing as if I am not hearing. So afterwards, I walked a little faster and went and found a very good shop, good hotel. I entered, I said, hey, good food hai? I said, a deal. What is a deal? Give me free food, I will give you 10 customers. He said, okay. I said, now those people I called him, see, that group is coming, to that group you pay. That your Swami is inside the hotel. And they are all happy to take it out. But don't take money from my food. And I went inside, ordered the food, and I was enjoying, and then they came. They just, somebody is taking food here. Ultimately, you have to eat, isn't it? See? And my observation is very clear. If the pickles are very good, they must be from the market. If the food or papad, achar, etc. is very good, it must be from the market. Because what is cooked in the house, you have to say it is good, or else you can't eat it. And when it is from the market, it has to be good, or it can't be sold. We make unnecessary issues over small little things. Because you are a Swami, you cannot enter the hotel. Because you are a Swami, you cannot see a movie. Who told you? There is no where in the scriptures. In Delhi, this Dharma Dhurandhar I am always afraid of. There was this, what you call, Janmashtami. And they have called me and about a dozen thousand school children, about 10, 15. We went there, we had nice bhajan kirtan, half an hour talk about Bhagavan Krishna. We were standing outside, very small place, no proper place to even sit or stand. I was sitting on a scooter, and other boys and girls were on the bicycles or wherever they had. And I was talking to them in English. Then I told our owner, hey man, give something to eat, at least one samosa and tea, if nothing else. Okay, we are getting. Get it here only. Dharma Dharma. He said, are you going to eat sitting on a scooter? I said, yes. Is it according to our religion, Hindu religion? I said, yes. I don't think. Then I said, okay, let us work it out. Since how long you are in this business of Hindu Dharma? When you are retired, when you are unwanted at home, then you joined the groups like BHP and all kinds of things. Because you are unwanted at home. Those who are unwanted at home, they get into social service. Number one. Number two. Do you agree? I have studied more about Hindu religion than you have studied? Yes. Very good. Then I asked him, with the authority of the scriptures and my studies, I tell you, nowhere it is mentioned in any book that if a Swami takes a cup of tea sitting on a scooter, it is destroying the dharma, because when the scriptures were written, scooters were not. There is no meaning to that. Be yourself. Don't try to prove anything to anybody. And once you take this stand in your life, you will be always at home with yourself. And when you are at peace and at home with yourself, you are at home with everyone. You will never feel that you are talking to somebody who is unknown to you. No. Give it a try. Let us not try to prove anything to anybody. When I last time went to Lhasa, there are those, monks and all that, they don't have beard. So one monk came to the camera and tried to take the photograph hiding somewhere, so I should not say. I said, why are you feeling shy? Take my photograph, I'll give you a nice pose. And then he came and he was playing like this slowly. How lucky you are. I said, yes. The length of the luck is the length of the total number of hairs in my beard. So my friend who was with me, he said, Swamiji, how can you be so homely with anybody in this world? Whether they are known or unknown. I said, look here, this is all big drama going on. Nothing to be taken seriously. Next point. If you want to grow wise, don't take anything seriously in life. Be sincere, not serious. What is the meaning of not being serious as you are listening to me? You are pretending that you are listening. But after you go back, they say, Dundalaga again start. Many people in the satsang, they ask us, Swamiji, it looks so simple and so good, but then we go out, put on our shoes, and then everything is back to the same square one. What should we do? Please tell us. Then I said, there are two things. Number one, the moment you put on your shoes, the things change. Therefore, don't put on your shoes. That is why in our culture, in our scriptures, in our holy places, where the people go, they leave their old slippers and take the new. It is a spiritual practice. Because when you leave your old slipper, you are leaving your ego. See, your old slipper, even if you put on at night in darkness, you recognize, is it not, whether this is mine or not, because that is your ego. The moment you wear your ego, again you are back to square one. Therefore, go to the temple always with the old slippers. very easy if we have digested and assimilated this knowledge. Now see, as on now this moment, we are all fully convinced that we are Gujarati gross booty. Gujarati don't have gross body, gross booty. Old mass nature. So, we are all convinced that we are gross body. Okay? Thereafter, we all live as the body, by the body, for the body, on everybody. This is our lifestyle. So, we all live our own convictions. So, what is required is we change our convictions. Unless we change our conviction, there won't be fun in life. See, and what is that conviction change? Is instead of taking ourselves to be the body, let us start functioning through the body. Now see what a change it will come. See? And when we want to function through the body, not as the body, then what is the foundation for that wisdom? That is what is told in our scriptures, that last life, karma, this life, joy, sorrows, next life, again karma. Now what is the meaning of this? See, the meaning is very simple. We go to the Mahatmas and ask wrong questions. Questions are, why me? See, of all the people, all the miseries are coming to me. I don't know what happened, I got married to this lady and maybe engagement and so, a husband will start blaming the wife for his misery. Now you go to the Mahatma. Now who is the Mahatma? Mahatma is the one who is able to help us come out of our miseries, is it not? Suppose somebody comes to tell me about how miserable he is because of his wife. What I should tell him? In such a manner that he comes out of the misery. Suppose I tell him like this thing, hey yaar, don't tell me, but I am also miserable. Will I be called as a Mahatma? No. A Mahatma has no freedom to be miserable. No freedom. Then what the Mahatmas will do? They will tell, beta, don't worry. See, husband is a common noun, it is not a proper noun. Therefore, it is not only you who is miserable, you ask any husband, he is miserable. Really, Swamiji, yes, I am telling you from the data that I have collected over here. If there is some husband who is happy, something is wrong with you. So, when we are dealing with any situation, let us first of all decide we refuse to be miserable, and for that thinking process has to be changed. So this husband came and told me that I am miserable because of wife. So what he has done? He has attributed the cause of misery to someone other than him. Is it not? So when I attribute the cause of my misery to my wife, then what will I do? I will want to see that my wife changes. Has it ever happened in life? Wife is a specimen which is immune to change like Brahman. Brahman never changes. Wife can never change. That is why the spelling of the wife is WIFE, worries invited for death. Now, if this is to be taken that way, so I will struggle to change my wife and it will never be successful and I will become more and more miserable. So when we go to Mahatma, what the Mahatmas do? First principle, stop blaming the world for your miseries. First principle. if you want to really be happy, live cheerfully as a wise man, the first principle, stop blaming the world for your miseries. We have to shoulder the responsibility of all our experiences. Nobody is responsible. How to do this? Then we are told that whatever sins you have done in your last life, and the result of those sins, you are getting all the miseries in this life through the agency appointed by the Lord called as wife. Oh God, then what I should do? So, who is responsible for your miseries? Not wife. She is only like a delivery agent, courier. He has not done anything. It is your karma which are coming and torturing you in this life. Oh God, now what I will do? First of all, stop blaming her. Okay, stop blaming her. Second thing, now onwards, start behaving with her properly. Otherwise, she is doing karma chauth. Next 7 lives. So start behaving properly with her. Don't behave the way you were behaving earlier, all the time condemning, you are useless, you are, and all the time shouting and becoming angry and making yourself very important. No. There was one Marwadi boy, he got married to a girl. And his friends told him that, look here, from day one, you should never talk to your wife in the modern marriage, in the modern way. Honey, darling, that way. Then she will be your servant throughout life. So if you want to ask her, don't ask her, will you please get me a glass of water? Vanilla, mango. So right from day one, he started because of the friend's advice. And this lady was getting so frustrated and so frightened for every small little thing. Mango. I mean, she will be shivering and doing the things. One day, it so happened, he was going to take bath. And then he told, again shouted, where is the hot water? Otherwise. But she was busy doing something. That day what happened, God knows. She said, otherwise what? I will take cold water bath. When you are frightened, then the world will frighten you. Don't be afraid. See, live courageously. And how do we do that? Stop blaming the world for all your problems. Be responsible for your life. Like many people have this funny notion, Mommy, I don't want to get married, but Mommy is telling me that I mean, what should I do? Such dumbos should get married 3 times. Nobody gets married for the sake of mother or father. Everybody gets married for his own sake, because they need. After marriage, शादी के बाद घर स्वर्ग हो जाता है. शादी के बाद घर स्वर्ग हो जाता है. लोग हमने शादी क्या की, स्वर्गवासी हो गए. So we have to be responsible for our life. And we can be responsible only by this technique. What is our foolish technique? Foolish technique is cause and effect. Cause, so and so. Effect, I am miserable. It is wrong. If I am eating excessive food, my wife will not become fat. See? And then I blame, I don't know, she gives me too much of food and therefore I am becoming fat. No, you are not a baby. You have to learn yourself. See? So then, all the problems when we have to shoulder on our responsibility, then it tells us that we existed before this body was born, we are existing in this body and we will continue to exist in the next body. Therefore, we are the embodied and not the body. This is the basic difference. Once this will click you, like I know I am not the clothes. So when something happens to the clothes, nothing happens to me. Exactly the same way. It requires only little an ounce of grey matter, nothing more. It's not difficult. It is not that my lips are talking. There is somebody behind. It is not your drums are hearing. There is somebody behind, I imagine. Because I don't know whether you are hearing or not. Therefore, once we take this stand in our life, we have learned the principle of our philosophy that the embodied is different from the body. First thing. Then the question comes, how do we live in this world? So we have to live in this world with this wisdom at our disposal. In our Bhagavad and Sita stories, there was a king, and it is a standard format in all the stories. There was a king, he had 100 wives and had no children. So he went to Babaji. Babaji, I don't have children. He said, you are lucky. Those who have children, they are miserable. Have you seen any mother and father, they are happy because of the children? Start from Dasharatha. Dasharatha died because of Rama, is it not? Vasudeva, Devaki, they were behind bars because of Krishna. So when your children are Sakshat Bhagwan ka avatar, the parents have to suffer. Your children are kabutars. Don't expect too much. But he is not ready to listen. No, I want a child. And by the blessing of that Mahatma, take this fruit and eat. Give it to your wife. A child is born. When the child is born, do you think the other 99 wives, they will be happy? As much a woman is the enemy of a woman, man is not the enemy of a woman. So all of them made a big, caucus, and the maid servant was told, you do this thing, finish that child, give him this poison, and we will give this thing. And the child died. When the child died, then naturally the same Hindi cinema, crying and all that, and suddenly, Narayana, Narayana comes there. And then the same Rishi who has given him the blessing, he comes and Rishi says, look here Rajan, I told you, now you are miserable because you don't have children, you will be miserable afterwards because you have children. Today listen to me. I don't want your philosophy, I want my child to be alive. Naraji says that time, I can bring the child, don't worry. So he brings that jiva and takes the jiva, who is not sick, but his voice can be heard. He says that, yes sir, why did you call me? See, your body is lying here, you please get into it, become a king and make your parents happy. See how miserable they are. The jiva says, which parents? Like in every winter, we have a new pair of socks. In the same manner, in every birth, we have a new pair of parents. Parents, to the children, we give only the body. The embodied, the jiva is not created by the parents. Not knowing this, we become so miserable because of the children. Come out of this wrong notion. See, like we construct the houses and give it for rent. That person who is living in that house as a tenant, what right we have on him? See, you should get up early in the morning. No. He has the total freedom. Exactly the same way. Once we recognize that the embodied is different from the body, then the quality of our life will change. And what will be the change in the quality? The change in the quality of life will be, we will never take anything in this world very seriously. We will never try to prove anything in this world. See? How simple it is. Take your own experience. When we are going to sleep, 2-3 people suppose in the same room, so how we go to sleep? We try to cover ourselves properly and sleep in a nice manner. Good night, goody, go to sleep. After we sleep, then the cover, this bed sheet or the blanket has fallen from there. The mouth, the eyes and the nose, everything is open. Have you seen anybody sleeping in a behaving proper manner? That time, do you feel bad? Hey, when I snore, what others will say? On the contrary, when somebody wakes you up, hey, come on, don't snore. You wake up, I am not snoring. So as long as we are identified with the body, we are behaving as if we are body. Now the very certain point we are taking. We have to live through the body, but not as the body. How to do that? Very simple technique. This technique is from our Bhakti Shastra, the path of devotion. We all have to play different roles. See? If I am in front of my wife, I am husband. If I am in front of my children, I am father. If I am in front of my husband, I am wife. If I am in front of the steering, I am a driver. So we all have to play different roles. So play your role effectively and be relaxed. You will never be miserable. But normally what happens? One role gets overpowering effect on us and it contaminates the other role that we have to play. One husband had a fight with his wife and went to office. When he went to office, he is supposed to be an officer, not a husband. But that day, because of the fight, he carried the husband to the office. And his subordinate wrote a slip, casually, half-day casually, and very good rapport between the two of them. He said, sir, I have to take my wife for medical checkup. I will come after lunch break, so please excuse me. Immediately he got, no. Nothing happens to the wives. Are you right for nothing? Nothing happens to the wives. Because he was taking himself to be the husband. The moment the word wife came in front of him, he became very angry. See, friends, let us learn this principle. Play every role perfectly, beautifully, and yet remain totally unattached. See? यज्ञातः कर्मणोऽन्यत्र लोकोऽयं कर्मबन्धनः तदर्थं कर्म कौन्तेय मुक्त संगः समाचर. In the third chapter Bhagavan says. See? Whatever you are doing means you are playing that role. Play that role perfectly well. Samachar. You know, last time I told you one story. There was one drama, and in that drama, the last day practice, director was sitting in the front, nobody in the audience, and the last practice was going on. Tomorrow the drama will be performed. And the scene is like this: one terrorist comes, takes the gun in the hand, other person is a Malayali with the lungi, checked lungi, and taking the newspaper in the hand, reading, and this fellow comes and pumps bullets in him and goes away. And this person who is killed, he falls down. This is the particular event. And he says, begin. So the terrorist comes with proper makeup and everything, looks here and there. He sees one man is standing there with the paper in his hand. So he takes the bullet and goes away. Now the person who was pumped bullets, he folds that newspaper properly and slowly lies down. So the director says, there is no life in your death. Die properly. Whatever samachara, whatever role we have to play our role perfectly well. See? In Bombay this happened. One NRI couple came into rickshaws. And the front rickshaw, the husband was sitting with the NRI suitcases, and the second rickshaw, the wife was sitting with another NRI suitcase. When the NRIs come to India, they think India there is nothing available. Therefore, right from plastic teaspoons, they bring everything. So, this man, he was fighting and shouting with the driver for 1 rupee. God, one more. जब हम पहले आते थे तो 8 आने में होता था. अब बहुत करिए. And then when I was there, I have seen that tamasha. And then the second rickshaw came with his wife. Then she said, what happened? Nothing. Please come. This is for us acting. When he was talking to the rickshaw, the moment wife came, play your role perfectly well. Samachara. And when you are doing this, you don't have to be serious about it. Be sincere. There is a difference between remaining serious and sincere. When you are sincere, your performance is perfect. And when you are serious, your performance is wrong, but you are unnecessarily carrying the burden of what you have to do in life. See? And a serious person can never achieve happiness in life. हंसने से लोग क्या कहेंगे? तो रोते रहो. There are some people, they have taken a vow not to laugh. I always remember one lady about this. In one school I went for giving a talk about 3,000-4,000 children and their parents, etc. And right in front of my nose there was one lady sitting. This happened in Thane, near Bombay. And after the whole lecture was over, everybody was giggling, laughing, and going on. But this lady keeping quiet. It was a challenge for me. And I did my best. But I failed. When I got down and went to her, I said, Mama, you have defeated me. I can appreciate your self-control. She put her hanky on her mouth and told, Swamiji, not like that. Then what? I have just come from the dentist with the denture. I was holding it. Else it will go and jump on you. Serious in life. There is nothing worth becoming serious. One thumb rule I tell you. Those who become miserable because of somebody or something, they are the fools of the highest order. Don't become miserable. If the wife becomes miserable because of the husband, she is a fool. If the husband becomes miserable because of the wife, he is a super fool. Why should I become miserable? Because you are there, I don't. Suppose you don't laugh, who cares? I laugh. See, take this attitude. Otherwise, you will never be happy in this world. One person in Bangalore, I got down from the flight and waiting for the luggage. So he came, youngster, ID, softy. So he came and he said, how come you are here? I said, by default. Next. You are the same in the TV and outside. I said, yes. Here I am looking image, here I am live. Then he said, keep moving. Then I asked him, where is your tube light? Swamiji, I am not married. But I said, you look like married. I said, that is how it is. Then he asked me, you have been talking on Gita, Upanishad, so many places, but nobody changes. Don't you feel bad? Whole life you are spending in spreading this wisdom of Gita, but if people continue to be miserable, disgusted, don't you feel bad? Then I told him, मुझे पागल कुत्ते ने काटा है. Why? I said, why should I feel miserable? On the contrary, I am happy. Because I survive on your ignorance. If you all become wise, where will I go? So maintain your level of ignorance and continue to be miserable so that my market is guaranteed. Otherwise, you can see Bhagavad Gita, throughout Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavan was talking to Arjun. And Arjun again says him, Kadam Vidmanam Zange Pranam Jamadurana Ejubi Vade Vasyami Puja Ramari Sudana. To that Arjuna, will Bhagavan also say, Udasmanga Ishwara. Gave birth. Refuse, friends, refuse. And further, the foundation is only one. Play the role that you are given. And this is what our Bhakti Shastra is. This whole world is nothing but Krishna Leela, Rama Leela, or you can call it as a big mega show going on. See? First time in the 60s or so, I saw this Ram Leela in Hathras near Agra. That was the first experience. I was small that time. So when I saw that, they were having nice costumes and dialogue and all that. But being mischievous, I wanted to know what happens behind the curtain. It is only on the open ground. So in the break, I went behind and I saw. And I tell you what a joy. Hanumanji took out Bidi. And Sitaji took out Machis. And both of them shared that Bidi, two of here, two of there. You know about smoking? There is a big shloka in Vaishnavi. The shloka is Dhumrapanam Shatagodhanam. When you offer a cigarette to somebody, it is equivalent to donation of 100 cows. Dhumrapanam Shatagodhanam. Ek kash Ganga Snara. So, they had that Bidi and all that going on and everything, and then the bell went and immediately Bidi was thrown and men came on the stage and Hanumanji is and Sitaji is miserable. I was so thrilled. See, this is what is called as life. We have to just play our roles. And when you are a father, play the role of father. When you are a mother, play the role of mother. But don't imagine that your children are your, no. They are not born to you. They are born through you. See, the whole attitude of life will change. But we go on imagining and take this relationship very serious. Don't. In this manner, whatever role we have to play, play your role cheerfully and happily. Don't worry what others are doing. See? One of my friends in Vrindavan told me this one day. So many things, one after another. I was listening, and he said, Swami, you are not telling me anything. I said, okay, I will tell you. Can you do anything about this? No. why are you wasting your air? हवा क्यों खराब कर रहे हो? So when I told him, he said, Swamiji, you are really a right man. So what happened? Everybody, when I used to talk to them, they used to inspire me to talk, and then after that come for the chanda, and in their garbi, I used to give them 10,000, 20,000, 1 lakh rupees. But you have cut me right in the beginning, and because you are just wasting your energy. Don't do that. Focus your attention on your goal of life. Now, last point. We can be light, we can have life as a fun, and we can grow in wisdom if we have some higher goal to be attained in life. Life cannot be dhokla, thepla, khakla. Life cannot be like that. You know why I don't like dhokla? This happened in, I was coming from what we call Somnath to Ahmedabad by bus, about 30-40 of us. And somewhere we stopped, and then one truck was also there. They had some problem, we also had some problem. Below some tree, very hot. And the truck driver was a Sardarji, and his person helping hand was a Gujarati. So he was telling me, "Oh, lena jara, hammer or spine or something like that." And the Gujarati boy could not understand. And the Sardarji got very angry. "Arey dhokle, wo de." From that day onward, I decided I am not going to be dhokle. So life is not only dhokla and khakra. There is much more in life. See? And once you take this principle, higher the goal, easier is the flight. Then we need not have to bother about what people say. If you see all the great masters, no great master has ever walked this path by taking permission from the world. Excuse me, I want to take sannyas. Should I take? No, you should get married. How many times? No. Be yourself. And keep some higher goal. Higher goal doesn't mean I want to get married and then very nice wife and very intelligent wife. Impossible combination. And then I will have nice 2 children and a nice house on the beach and nice car and a fine salary. Many people have this, but are they happy? See? Go to the overdeveloped countries. They have got everything. They have got a royal bed, but no sleep. They have got lots and lots of food available, but they don't eat food. They calculate the calories and cholesterol. They don't do work. It is the dignity of labor. They will go for a walk by a car. And in spite of all these things, do you think they are ever cheerful and happy? You see, I go around the world. In our country, in spite of all the things, the innocence, the smile, the cheer, the open-heartedness is so abundantly available. You go to those other countries, you walk their life and a robo. If you see a beautiful child, you can't go and touch. The moment you touch, don't touch my child. Is this life living under fear, suspicion, doubt, confusion? No. Therefore, friends, let us bring out the best in us. And so, therefore, what should be the goal of life? Only one. With this I will conclude. Be happy. Refuse to be miserable. If you are happy because your wife is good, what is your contribution? If you are happy in spite of your wife, then you are a genius. So let your happiness come spring from within. And this is possible when we stop not reacting to anything in this. See, there are 4 methods of interaction. Number 1, with elders, never argue. With elders, never teach them anything. With elders, don't expect they will change. It is not possible. Because they are gone place. Then what is to be done? Pray to the Lord. Lord, And with the contemporary is our age group, be friendly. And who is a friend? A friend is the one who is able to tolerate the weaknesses of his friend. Be friendly. We have to tolerate the weaknesses of the people. Third one, those who are younger, smaller than us. With them how to live? Very simple technique. An attitude of forgiveness. When we were children, have we not done anything wrong? We now, some person was telling me, Swamiji, you should teach all these things to the children. Why children, why not you? Are you gone case? No, because if the children will learn, they will grow into very good people. I said, who stopped you from learning when you were a child? Don't bother about children. Let them be themselves. We have only forgive them, they will make mistakes. Mistake making is their purview. We as elders, we have to absorb them with cheer, love, understanding. They will come out of that. But we are immediately ready to find out the faults of the weak children. No. And the fourth one, there are many criminal elements in the society. Be indifferent to them. Don't try to improve them. Be indifferent. The net result, our mind will be at peace. When our mind is at peace, then alone happiness is experienced. Happiness is not non-stop, unnecessary laughing. That is not happiness. Okay? It is like, there are some toys. You give chubby to them and they start again. You think that the toy is happy? Chubby, right? That was chubby. In the same manner, you go for a particular thing, now we will laugh for 10 minutes. Happiness is not laughing. Happiness is you are at peace with yourself under all conditions. That is happiness. With that intense understanding, when we live lightly in the light of wisdom, the wise people are never miserable. See? With this, Bhagavan starts in Bhagavad Gita and concludes. Brahma Bhuta Prasannatma Nashojati Nakamshati Samaha Sarveshu Bhuteshu Mad Bhaktim Lavate Param. He concludes with this verse wherein he says, Brahma Bhuta Prasannatma, the one who is due to enter the divine abode, what is his costume? Prasannatma, ever cheerful. And what is cheerfulness? Be very attentive. Na Shotati doesn't carry the load of the past. Na Kamsati doesn't solve the non-existing problems of the future. And therefore, he is in the utter present. So when we are in utter present, then alone we are happy. And that is why whenever you go to sleep, before going to sleep, don't do japa. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Don't do that. Read some books of light, wit, humor, wisdom. Take out your old SMS and see some joke, read some joke, and then go to sleep. That's it. Otherwise, Bhagavan will come and trouble you. Adi Maharaj will at this moment you all laugh. That experience of joy is unbroken 24/7. Then we have understood today's topic with humor and wisdom. It is not only external expressions, but it is the inner voice. With this voice we live happily now and hereafter. I don't know if I told you a story in the school, the teacher told, write a shortest story. Story should not be long. The one who writes first will get the first prize. So the teacher started. One child finished in 2 minutes, man, done. How come so early? You told short story and we should not aid in a miserable way. I have done that way. Okay, everybody stopped, read your story. The child started reading. There were 2 persons, one man, one woman. First sentence. Second, they were standing back to back. Third sentence, they started walking. Last sentence, thereafter they lived happily.